handwriting time now. It's the last one of this half term. We won't do handwriting tomorrow, but any writing that we need to do, we'll do very neatly, okay? If I'm taking a bit longer to put videos up today, it's just I've got a few emails that I've got to read and respond to. We're on to the letter K. So like usual, go through the booklet, and if there's any letters that you need to practice from the rubber ball family, practice those, and then when you're ready, let's do the K, okay? Now the K in handwriting looks very different to how it usually is in books, because usually a K looks like that, doesn't it? But when we write a K, unless we're doing a capital, this is how we have to do it in school, okay? It does look like a capital R if you take that off. And I remember when I was learning to handwrite when I was little that I hated doing this K. So it is tricky, but we just have to go with it. So it says, to write the letter K, start at the top, drop down, bounce halfway back up, like a rubber ball, curve over, to make a loop. Can you see that? You move around to go to a loop, and then slope and flick. So down and bounce up like you do with the other letters, over like you do with the others, but go in to do a loop, and then a diagonal line and a flick. Okay, so this one will take a bit of time to practice, but you have done it with Miss Downham if you remember. So down, bounce up and over, but loop in, and diagonal down. Oh, I can't do it. Diagonal down and flick. And then, I don't think you saw that, did you? I'll do it on this one better. Here we go. Down, back up like the R, I'll go over, but this time you have to loop in, look. And then a diagonal line and a flick. I'll try it one more time. Down, up, over, loop, diagonal line, flick. Alright, and then when you bounce back up, look at the halfway bit, a bit like when we do the H, okay? So it's got a nice tall bit, because if you don't do it very tall, leave a tall ascender, and you go up too high like that, then it will definitely look like a capital R rather than a K. Right, you practice those and then we'll look at the line. When you're ready, so a K has an ascender, it's a nice tall letter like the H. So go down to the line and back halfway up like you were doing with the H, but this time curve and loop to the middle, and diagonal line and flick. Alright, that's not too bad. Down, up, flick. Right, do you reckon you can do that? Take your time. Remember to bounce halfway back up, in and flick. Right, good luck. When you're ready, we'll go on to the words. I'm going to start on this one because look, the K has to be the same height as the D here because it's got an ascender. So I'm going to start that high, go straight down to the line, but when I bounce back up, remember, bounce the height of the K here, the other letters, and then into the middle, down and flick. So can you see that? Your ascender's the same height as the taller letters. You curve it over the height of the normal letters, and you go in like that. I'll do it one more time. Let's do it with the L, because then we can practice the height. So, nice and tall. Bounce back up and over, into the middle, and flick. Right, you finish those, and then we'll have a go at reading them. When you're ready, look, can you spot one of these? I rushed. Can you spot which one it was? Look, when I started going fast, I didn't do it on the line. So then I had to take my time, and then they got better. Right, should be able to read these because the only thing you've got to notice on all these words is what can you notice on every single word? What can you see? They've all got that CK ending, haven't they? Okay, and oops, and one phoneme only, isn't it? So it's two letters, but it only makes one phoneme, and the phoneme is K. So I reckon we should be able to read these very quickly. Ready? Let's go. S, O, K, sock. T, I, K, tick. N, E, K, neck. Up to here. Go. D, A, K, duck. This one. S, A, K, sack. And then this one. L, O, K, lock. Right, well done. We'll just finish by doing the letter on the board with the other ones. So start with the long ladder letters. Let's do the L, nice and tall, and a flick on the line. But the I, remember, is half the size. It's a normal letter size. Take your pen off and do the tittle, and then the T, same height as that bit, remember? And then we cross the same height as normal letters. We've got an A. Don't forget to flick. And then the ya, make sure it sits on the line. It's a descender, go below it. And then the j, same thing. I bet when you look at those letters now, you'll be like, wow, look how clever I've got at doing those. And the same with these ones. Right, curly, caterpillar, or the cog family. Right, here we go. Ka. The ot's the same. Remember to start it at the top though. And again, the same for the a. And flick. D, it's the same, but it's got an ascender. The g, make sure it sits on the line and then goes below with the descender. And the same with your Q, but it's got like a flick that goes the other way, hasn't it? And then the cousins, S, E, same height, but the F, remember, is greedy. Alright, let's add our new letters that we've done the last couple of weeks. So we've got the R, just a normal size letter, that one. And then the N is the same, isn't it? Just down, up, over, leave that sticky bit, but down and flick on the line. And then the M, the M, same, down, and then over, flick. And then we've got a P. Do you remember? That sits on the line but goes below at the beginning with the descender and sits on it like that. And then after the letter P, I think it's H, let me just check, yeah. And we had the H. That's an ascender, so it's a tall one. Bounce over the height of the other letters. And then after the H, we had another letter that had an ascender, the B, the B. So make sure the belly bit curves around at the same height as those. But remember, this one doesn't have a flick like the letter D does. And then today's letter, the K, the kicking K, the K. Bounce over, in, and flick. Alright, now that is a lot of letters, and we've only got a few to go after half term. So you might want to choose one or two of those to practice. And as we've done so many, we'll choose 2 words this morning with some of these letters in. So we'll start with book. Let's phoneme finger the word book. So we've got B, K, book. 3 phonemes. So we'll do the B. And then the how do we do the You need 2 of these, don't you? And then on the end, book. Now, often the K at the end is either CK or just the K, usually. So I'm going to go, it's just the K for book, alright? You've been able to do that one? And then to use the last 2 letters here that we've done, let's do hoop. 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 So it's the same middle, but just a different way of saying it, isn't it? Hoop. Hoop. So oo. Make sure both those O's start at the top, please. And then your p sits on the line, like that. Right, well done. That's a lot of handwriting.